Hello ladies and gents, and welcome back. This is nice, this area here. I don't know what's inside here, but we are going to have a look. Like a water feature and just some plaques on the wall with people's names and stuff in. A dry water feature. Very nice. Standing. Like that one at the lovely church and chapel. Just take a picture of that. Good view of it from there. We shall walk around the opposite way of this. Go back on ourselves. And we with some more interesting old graves to cover, including a family mausoleum, which I may do that one first in a minute because it's nearby. I was going to do it last, but I'm going to do it first. It's a shame that's not going. That would have been nice. In memoriam. January, February. I suppose maybe you can have people's names put on there, I don't know. Like for the month, I don't know if it's a permanent memorial place, is what I mean. I don't know. We are mostly surrounded by modern graves and cremations here, so yeah, I'll be off and have a look at some of the other bits and pieces. Picture of that before we go. There's a water feature here that isn't working amazingly well, but it's a water feature nonetheless. As I say, the tower to the chapel is older than the rest of it. Oh, a bit achy today. But now we're going to go and have a look at this interesting mausoleum. Well, if you find churchyard and cemetery videos interesting, which I know a good few of you do, you're going to enjoy. We're going to go and have a look at that now. Fairly impressive one, look. 2012. The one we're interested in is here. And it's old as well, so like little houses, really, these houses for the dead. Yeah, I'll show you this one, then we'll be going back on ourselves, or we may have a look at some of these ones if they're old enough that are around here. This is it. The family mausoleum of Thomas John Serle of Wellclose Square, E. And you've got within are deposited the remains of Jane Nethercroft Serle, the beloved wife of Thomas John Serle, who departed this life the 24th of March 1877, aged 61 years, beloved and lamented. Blessed are the dead which die in the Lord. You've got more people round mentioned on the side as well. Also, Selina Agnes Dunsford, Serle Hedger, passed away July the 24th, 1918, aged 73. And you've got within they deposited the remains of Thomas John Serle, eldest son of Thomas J and Jane N Serle, who died 14th of May 1876, aged 35 years. Prepare to meet thy God. I don't know if there's anyone mentioned on the back. No. We're on the road to nowhere. There's the impressive chapel. I will magic eraser the telegraph pole out by the time you see the picture. The telegraph pole will be gone using the wondrous delights of magic eraser. Is anyone? No, there's no one mentioned on this side either. Yeah, so it's Thomas John and Jane Serle. Old as well. No. That was that one I wanted to cover. Now we're off to another old part of the cemetery, and just bear with me when I do this because I'm taking photos. It's got nice and quiet in here now, so it closes at 3 o'clock, this cemetery, so I shall have to keep my eye on the time. In loving memory of my dear son, Henry Louis Rouvray, who lost his life in the 1939-45 war, aged 29 years. Also my dear husband, Henry Louis Rouvray, accidentally killed 30th of November 1951, aged 63 years. Abide with me. Good God, poor woman. There's your husband and son like that. One in the war and one by an accident. It's got a part on the corner there. I reckon a car's hit that. Hester Rogers. Hester Rogers Winnett. The wife. Wife of James Winnett. I'm afraid the rest of that's gone, that inscription. There's a few notices in this cemetery about taking care when walking near the older graves, so I am being very careful. The family grave of Charles Urac Purkis of Stoke Newington. We've got, in loving memory, my beloved grandmother, Mary Ann Purkis, who departed this life 6th of March 1907, aged 84. Life's race well run, life's work well done, life's crown well won, now cometh rest. Also James Purkis, beloved son of the above, born July the 9th, 1853, died April the 11th, 1916. And then you've got Charles James Wilson Purkis, our dearly beloved son, who passed away August the 19th, 1922, aged 22. His memory is as dear today as it was the hour he passed away. I think in an age before antibiotics, people often had to part with those that were far too young to be doing that kind of thing, to our minds as we see it. Wyman's Way. And this is one with some of the older vault type ones I wanted to cover. The family vault of A.T. and S.A. Houghton. You've got in loving memory of Alfred Thomas, dearly beloved husband of Sarah Ann Houghton, who passed away April the 2nd, 1919 in his 62nd year. Splendid he passed, the great sacrifice made. Also Sarah Ann Houghton, our dear mother, who entered into rest November the 19th, 1939 in her 82nd year. Ever in our thoughts. Let's see what we've got around the side. In loving memory of Elizabeth Iron, who died the 21st of May 1914 in her 91st year. Elizabeth Iron could possibly be the mother of Sarah Houghton. Possibly. Seems to be a fairly well-lived family anyway. The women, 92, 91 and 82. And we'll see if there's anyone else mentioned on this side. No, there isn't. No. So yeah, it's the Houghtons. Turner, main gates. And they're still there. Elizabeth Martha, the beloved wife of Henry Lenny, L-E-N-E-Y, who died February the 28th, 1891, aged 30 years. You've got also Henry Lenny, beloved husband of the above, who died September the 11th, 1913, aged 57 years. One less at home, the charmed circle broken, a dear face missed day by day from its accustomed place, but cleansed and saved and perfected by grace, one more in heaven. I won't jump down because there are some older ones here I'd like to cover. In memory of James Hogarth, born September the 24th, 1843, died February the 10th, 1888. Also Jane Gordon Pirrie, wife of William Hogarth of Aberdeen. And I can't see the date and month when she died, but it's 1888. In her 81st year she died. And you've got Leheup, L-E-H-E-U-P, in affectionate remembrance of Constable Samuel Leheup, who departed this life March the 21st, 1889, aged 72 years. Also of Harriet Julia Leheup, daughter of the above, who departed this life January the 6th, 19 something. It's gone, the rest of it, I'm afraid. Aged 4 years. I think that's 4 years, lest one of the letters have gone. And of William Leheup, son of the above, departed this life June the 15th, 1886, aged 3 years. Interred in something cemetery. Oh, I think that is. Also Rebecca, beloved wife of Charles Saich, S-A-I-C-H, and daughter of the above, who departed this life May the 4th, 1893, aged 27 years. Also Rebecca, also Rebecca, daughter of the last named, who departed this life July the 13th, 1893, aged 3 months. And you've got also of Harriet Julia Leheup, wife of the above, who departed this life February the 8th, 1900, aged 70 years. You got some... Oh, I nearly fell over then. The slightly ramshackled area of the cemetery. And this is Alexander Ramsay McNeil in this one. I can scoot through there with my umbrella. Alexander Ramsay McNeil. The family grave of Peter and Jessie McNeil, in loving memory of Alexander Ramsay McNeil, who died January the 17th, 1903, aged 1 year and 5 months. We shall meet again. Also of Peter McNeil, who died in Victoria Cottage Nursing Home, Shanghai, China. Oh, this is interesting. September the 10th, 1922, aged 22 years. Also of Peter McNeil, beloved father of the above, who died October the 29th, 1926, aged 61 years. Also Jessie McNeil, beloved mother and wife of the above, who died March the 23rd, 1958. No age for her. Also, maybe she didn't like her, might be one of those ladies who didn't like her age being referred to, bless her. Also Ellen Morrison McNeil, beloved daughter of the above, who died December the 19th, 1969. Also Janetta McNeil, beloved sister of the above, who died September the 22nd, 1984. And in memory of their brother Robert and sister May. So I'll do that because that's interesting with, where is he? Peter McNeil, who died in Victoria Cottage Nursing Home, Shanghai in China, on September the 10th, 1922, aged 22 years. Born 1899, 1900 thereabouts, and died 1922 in China. Quite possibly a missionary, maybe in the army, navy, something like that. I'm quite sure you could find more about him if you wanted to. They are interesting, aren't they, these old cemetery walks? I find them interesting. I know a lot of you ladies and gents do too. The family grave of Henry and Emma Waters, in loving memory of William Charles Waters, who died August 27th, 1890, aged 7 years and 2 months. His last prayer was... a lot of the writing's gone. So that's either aged 2 years and 6 months or 7 years. I think it's aged 7 years and 6 months. Also Charles Waters. Charles Waters, grandfather of the above, who died June the 2nd, 1903, aged 79 years. And you've got also the above named Emma Waters, who died December the 3rd, 1902, aged 49 years. Gone but not forgotten. And you've got also Anne Waters, who died March the 14th, 1904, aged 66. Also Daniel Henry Waters, who fell asleep June the 21st, 1928, aged 72 years. And you've got also our dear dad, Fred Waters, who died July the 28th, 1931, aged 40. So, that's just one of them. Joseph Racine, or Racine, Racine, and it's blistering, so I'm glad I've captured this one, who died 8th of October 1889 in his 71st year. And we'll photograph, because very soon Mr. Racine or Racine will be like this one, all but blistered away. That's an impressive one, isn't it? Poor angel's lost an arm. In loving memory of William Robert Henchley, who died 4th of February 1896 in his 42nd year, a life beloved, in death lamented. In life beloved, in death lamented. Also of Susanna, dearly beloved wife of Alfred Gibbs, and widow of the above, who died 18th of April 1900 in her 41st year. The family vault of William Robert and Susanna Henchley of Haringey. That I will not go near because you can see right down into there, and yeah, there's warning signs up and about with some of the old graves. What's this one with the insignia on? Oh, this is interesting, look. Kenneth Clifford Lovell, 15th of the 3rd, 1925. Oh, it's a bit recent, I am sorry. To the 23rd of the 12th, 2007. Soldier, teacher, neurologist, our faithful hero. Just wondered because it had the insignia on it. What have you got here? What are we? 21. Henry Augustus Keene, 4th son of Samuel Wolfe Keene, JP, Justice of the Peace, of Mill Lodge, Barnes, Surrey, who died at Hainault Road, Leytonstone, April the 4th, 1897, aged 31 years. God, that's detailed, isn't it? Still in fairly good condition too. Picture. Looks achy today. Oh, Ebenezer. Got to have a look at this one. Ooh! Oh, look. No. What's going down in there? The family grave of Ebenezer and Selina Evans of High Street, Stepney. In memory of Ebenezer, dearly beloved husband of the above, who died October the 29th, 1900, aged 38 years, gone but not forgotten. Also in loving memory of Margaret Pass, who departed this life December the 27th, 1904, aged 51 years, at rest in peace. Also of Selina Rebecca Evans, beloved daughter of the above, who died July the 7th, 1909, in her 22nd year. Thy will be done. Then you've got also of William John Evans, beloved son of the above, who died July the 6th, 1910, in his 22nd year, sleeping. Then you've got also of Sergeant Charles Evans, late of the Bedfordshire Regiment, beloved son of the above, who died February the 14th, 1919, in his 28th year. He gave his life for his country. I'm glad it mentioned that because I did wonder there. Also Maud Elizabeth Evans, dearly beloved daughter of the above, who died April the 16th, 1920, in her 23rd year. Sleep, beloved one, sleep. Also George Evans, beloved son of the above, who died October the 26th, 1924, in his 32nd years, forever in our thoughts. Good God, poor people. So, Ebenezer and Selina Rebecca. Selina Evans. Where is Selina? Is she on her own mentioned there at all? Ebenezer. Pass. No. She isn't mentioned, but basically Ebenezer and Selina Evans, they lost pretty much all of their children, which is a shitty thing, isn't it, really? This is well preserved. These ones here, they've obviously been cleaned. Davis, this is family graves in loving memory of George Frederick Davis, died September the 18th, 1896, aged 42 years. In the midst of life we are in death. And you've got this one here. In loving memory of my dear husband, George Henry Davis, who died January the 12th, 1892, aged 56 years. God be with thee till we meet again. And you've got also of Harriet Eliza Davis, wife of the above, who died October the 11th, 1927, aged 89 years. Thy will be done. And you've got Evans there. I don't know if they're of any relation to this family, but that's cleaned as well, so we will cover that one. In loving memory of my dear wife, Rosetta Pass. Did I see that name before? Pass, I'm sure I did. Evans. Selina Rebecca Evans and Margaret Pass. So it's obviously connected. In ever loving memory of my dear wife, Rosetta Pass, who passed away November the 7th, 1919, her 67th year. Gone from us but not forgotten. Never shall thy memory fade. Sweetest thoughts shall ever linger round the spot where thou art laid. Also of Edward John Evans, who died February the 5th, 1929, aged 43 years. Gone but not forgotten, but still to memory dear. A friend he was to anyone in need, both far and near. Also Edward John Pass, who passed away February the 17th, 1941, aged 81 years, gone but not forgotten. So yeah, that's a family all buried together, and nice to see that they're still being looked after. What are we on this? We're 26 minutes, so we've got a few. Oh, look at that, that's completely collapsed. No wonder you get warning signs. Yeah. I shan't go anywhere near there. We'll get to the end here, and I think that will probably do us for today. Got an anchor here. And in loving memory of Lewis Parsons, late of the Royal Navy, beloved husband of Kezia Parsons, who died the 17th of May 1898, aged 69 years. Darling husband, my son has set. Also Charles, son of the above, who died 4th of December 1901, aged 41 years. Gone to rest. Also Kezia, or Keziah, wife of the above, who died 31st of January 1918, aged 89 years. We meet again. And Parsons, obviously it's got to be the same family. The family grave of L.S.E. and M. Parsons. In loving memory of Ernest George, the beloved son of the above, who died October the 26th, 1903, aged 11 months, asleep in Jesus. Also my beloved wife, Mary Parsons, who died November the 5th, 1931, aged 69 years, at rest. Also Lewis S.E. Parsons, who died 15th of March 1935, aged 82 years, reunited. So, picture of them as they are all mentioned together. Oh. Some of them are pretty well preserved and some aren't. The family grave of John and Amelia Jane Dixon of Bethnal Green Road and Approach Road, Victoria Park. In loving memory of John Dixon, who died January the 13th, 1916, aged 65 years, until the daybreak and the shadows flee away. Also Amelia Dixon, wife of the above, who died November the 27th, 1923, aged 71 years. And we shall cover one more, I think we've got time for. Let's go for this one, which looks fairly well looked after. It's nice to see quite a few old graves well cared for. I mean, it's obviously been cleaned fairly recently. family grave of Henry and Fanny Drain, in loving memory of James Drain, beloved husband of the above. Family grave of James and Fanny Drain. James Drain, beloved husband of the above, who died 15th of December 1905, aged 50 years, until the day breaks and the shadows flee away. Also to the dear memory of Herbert William Burt, only son of the above and beloved husband of Hilda Drain, who was taken to rest March the 23rd, 1922. Also Fanny C. Drain, beloved wife of James Drain, who passed peacefully away 6th of January 1931, aged 74 years. Also Ethel Mary Drain, who passed away 19th of May 1936, aged 54 years. So there we are. And we are at 30 minutes and so many seconds. So that will do us for today, ladies and gents. We've covered a lot of the old, well, pretty much good few of the old ones. As I say, with other ones, there are more modern graves. You can't really be covering those because it can cause offence, which is understandable. And you don't want to upset anyone or pee them off, do you really? Yeah, we'll have a look in here because it does look... Oh, blimey. Now that is what is known as a CC, a coffin collapse, when the coffins have all gone and everything collapses through. I'm going really careful here. I'm not going to go right. Oh, there's a wasp's nest somewhere because there's dozens of wasps, and I am going nowhere near that, so I'm going to retreat very carefully. Off we go. I do not like wasps and bees. They're one of the few things in life I fear. Whew, right, off we go. Anyway, hope you all found this interesting. Thanks for joining me on the tour. Join me for the next one. And we couldn't, of course, leave this little hero off in memory of John Clinton, the little hero who died trying to save a companion from drowning, aged 10 years. So I can't find any much more details about that young man, but at the moment, but we'll have a look and see what we can find. So there we are, little hero. And of course, we couldn't leave the cemetery without covering the story of the boy hero, John Clinton. I mean, what an amazing little lad. This is an image of John from his tombstone, from his gravestone, as we English call them. It's a carving of him. I couldn't find any pictures of him online. Now, this is information on the memorial plaque to John Clinton in Postman's Park. If you go back to just before Christmas 2022 on my YouTube and Facebook pages, you will see the tour of Postman's Park. And what we're going to see here, this is John Clinton's memorial tile. There's a whole wall devoted to the everyday hero in Postman's Park, and it's lovely to see John Clinton is included amongst them. Look, John Clinton, aged 10, he was drowned near London Bridge trying to save a companion younger than himself, July the 16th, 1894, because we get no date of John's death on his stone. His parents were obviously devastated. The stone was paid for by public subscription as well. But yeah, on to a little bit more of John Clinton's story now.
The boy hero's death. The Jarrow Express carried a brief article about the tragedy on Friday the 20th of July, 1894. Albeit, they gave the wrong date for it. The article reads: About 7 o'clock on the evening of the 18th, a little boy was playing in the water with his shoes and stockings off, on the Surrey side of the Thames, near London Bridge, when he fell into the river and sank. On his coming to the surface, another boy, named Clinton, jumped into the water, went to the drowning lad's rescue, and succeeded in bringing him to shore. While climbing out himself, however, Clinton slipped and fell back into the water, where he sank and did not again come to the surface. A large number of persons were passing over London Bridge at the time, and there was much excitement, but nobody was sufficiently near to attempt to rescue Clinton, and he was drowned. The river police dragged for the body and took it ashore, where 2 doctors were summoned, but life was then extinct. Not his first act of bravery. It is said that this was not the first time that the deceased lad had behaved with prompt gallantry. His father states that some short time ago the baby set fire to the curtains and its own clothing. On seeing the baby's danger, the deceased seized hold of it, and rolling it along the carpet extinguished the burning clothes. He then pulled down the curtains to prevent them setting fire to the woodwork, and was severely burned about the hands and arms. A Boy Hero's funeral. John Clinton was laid to rest in Manor Park Cemetery on Wednesday the 25th of July, 1894. The South London Press carried a poignant account of it in its edition of Saturday the 28th of July, 1894. The article also made an appeal for funds to defer the expense of the funeral for his grief-stricken family. And as we see by the newspaper article and his fine tombstone, the public didn't fail the little boy here.